so many hookups with guys to the point where I'm good for life. I appeased my curiosity. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about some things that I've been holding back from you guys. I'm gonna be opening up. So let's get right into this video. First, I wanna give a shout out to my very much appreciated Patreon members. Thank you guys so much for your support over there on Patreon. It means the world to me, and I just want you guys to know that I am so grateful for each and every one of you. If you want to get to know me on a deeper level, definitely think about joining my Patreon. There are 3 different tiers that you can choose from, and it's a great way to get to know me on a different level than I show myself on YouTube. Let me also start this video by apologizing to you guys for being so inconsistent with my uploads. To keep a long story short, I will just say that I learned last Christmas that certain members of my family now watch my YouTube videos. And I always knew that I had family members watching me online, but never to the point where they were referencing certain videos that they had watched and certain parts of the videos that they liked and mentioning that they were getting to know me through watching my videos. And that kind of stuck with me. And I think you guys can probably see that that made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. Just the fact that my dad watches my YouTube videos now, as well as his girlfriend, fiance, that just kind of lingers in my mind. I'm like uncomfortable even mentioning this, but I have to open up to you guys about why I've been so inconsistent, because I take pride in my YouTube channel. I am so proud of how far I've come on this platform, and I don't want my progress to be ruined because I'm scared of a little bit of judgment. The fact of the matter is, my dad never watched my YouTube channel for the past 6 years that I've been uploading on here. Yes, I started my YouTube channel in 2017. Never worried about him watching my YouTube videos because he's not technically inclined, like he works really hard. At this point, I just realized that whoever is gonna watch my YouTube channel is gonna watch it, and I don't have any say in that, and I can't let that bother me. Because why am I putting videos out there if I'm scared of judgment? I'm putting these videos out to you guys because I want feedback, and I want criticism, and I want the comments, and I want the conversation. You know, that's why I talk about these touchy subjects. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Count on me for continuing to upload consistently. I will get back to my 2 videos a week or more, we'll see, but let's start at 2 videos a week. And yeah, I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry. I get messages all the time like, I miss you on YouTube and why haven't you been uploading? And guys, that's it. Besides me moving last month and losing some close people in my life, that is why I haven't been uploading consistently, because I kind of got into my head like, oh, is my dad's girlfriend gonna judge me if I talk about this? Or is she gonna run and tell him if I mention this? I don't care anymore. But here I am. I'm gonna continue to fulfill my purpose on here in helping younger guys that might be struggling, older guys that might be struggling, that don't feel like they have the voice to express themselves. I'm gonna continue to serve my purpose on here. So that's that. I said my piece. Let's continue on with the video. This is my first video in a while, so I do feel a little bit like uncomfortable. How do you like my set, by the way? This is my new filming room. So this is where I do my webcam shows and some of my other content, but how does it look? Do you guys like it? Does it feel like a nice chill vibe, like a Richie West vibe? I hope so, because I've spent some money on it and it's taken me some time to get it to look this way, and I really like the way it turned out. So guys, guess what? I think I'm straight. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. I do think I'm straight. It's been almost a year since I've been with a guy or been in a relationship with a guy, and it's given me a lot of time to think clearly and think about my future and what I want in my future, as well as some of the experiences that I've already gone through to form these opinions and goals that I have for myself in the future. I've also learned a lot about myself, and I've become a lot more comfortable with the man that I am. For my whole life, I've always been kind of ashamed of certain attributes that I have. Like, I'm not even gonna go in depth on it, but we all have insecurities, and sometimes those insecurities shape how we portray ourselves to the world. Sometimes those insecurities hold us back from doing certain things and like pushing ourselves to do things that we know deep down we want to do, but we're scared of the opinions of others and judgment, like I just explained to you guys. But there comes a point where you have to really confront those uncomfortable feelings and ask yourself, why is this affecting me so much? Why is this making me feel so uncomfortable? Once you start to do that and get comfortable with the reflection in the mirror, I'm telling you guys, a whole new world starts to open up to you. And I just wrote about this on my Patreon, but it brings you back to that innocent child phase that you were before the bullying, before high school, and the ego set in and you tried to fit in and be cool and all of that. When you really start to confront these emotions that make you uncomfortable and influence your actions, that's when you start to learn about the true person that you are and your true purpose on this earth. Growing up, I had so many girlfriends. I mean, not to boast or anything, but up until like, I don't know, sophomore year of high school, I had multiple girlfriends a year. I was really excited by girls. I didn't really look at guys in a romantic way. I didn't really ever have dreams of like settling down with a guy. It wasn't until my middle school bully befriended me and almost became, dare I say, a little obsessed with me. Like, it seemed like he couldn't go one day without hanging out with me after school. And I was so confused by all of that because, you know, it started with us getting partnered together on a group project. And up until this point, I avoided this guy at all costs. He honestly made my life really difficult back then and caused a lot of internal issues, but he didn't cause them. I caused them because of the things that he would say and how I would let them affect me. But I'm trying to keep this short. Let me keep this short because I know you guys don't like the super long videos, but my middle school bully befriended me and we became besties, and he wasn't ashamed of hanging out with me. And mind you guys, he was probably one of the most popular guys in our school. Like, even the older girls liked him. Like, he was on the football team. He was very well liked in the school. I, on the other hand, was like, I wasn't super popular, but I wasn't the kid that everybody picked on. I was just that kid that had a high voice and hung around a bunch of girls. I mean, that's like this most simple way to put it. When I started thinking about him so much to the point where it hurt, and to the point where I was confronting these emotions, even at that age, which was 13, 14, I was like, why do I feel this way? Because I've had guy friends in the past, but I never felt this attraction to them in the way that I felt towards him. And I still don't know why I had such an attraction towards him. I think it was because I was confused as to why he wanted to be friends with me after he spent all these years calling me the F word and bullying me like at every chance that he got. I realized that I liked him more than a friend. The first time I met his mother, he brought me around his mother. We did like a sleepover. We used to play Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops back when those were big, and Halo. So we were like gamer buddies. And we did a sleepover one night, and after that, he never asked me to come back over. I didn't do anything. Like, it was just normal. Like, we just, you know, had dinner, played video games all night, went to sleep, woke up the next day, hung out the next day. But he was like, oh, my mom doesn't want you to come over again. And I thought his mom was super cool and super nice, and I didn't realize that she had anything against me. But looking back now, I realize that she probably knew that I was into her son more than just a buddy. She was probably wanting to protect him from that. Even though him and I still hung out outside of his house, that was like the first thing that started to change our friendship. For my entire childhood, I got picked on for whatever reason, and people called me gay, and people called me the F word and the Q word, which, mind you guys, when did the Q word, queer, when did that stop becoming a slur? Because that still bewilders me when I hear people just use that word freely. Like, just 5 years ago, that was being used as a slur. It, but that's another video topic. So I spent all these years being called all these names until I finally was like, am I gay? Am I gay? Should I just explore this? Because obviously these people know this about me and I don't have any feelings towards guys. I don't look at any of my other buddies in this way. And it wasn't like I wanted to marry my best friend. I just wanted to kind of like mess around, I guess, or I don't even know. Like, I didn't want to go all the way with him back then. I just kind of wanted to, like, I don't know, see him naked. I don't know. But I didn't want to, like, marry him. You know, I didn't feel like I was in love with him. I just felt like very curious of him because he had abs back then. He was an early bloomer. He had more like body hair and he just was like more masculine. So I was maybe attracted to his masculinity. I still don't know. But I do know that I felt very apprehensive towards any gay thought that I had. And when I say gay thought, I mean like if I was into a Lady Gaga song and I was with my friends, I would not play that song around my friends because I didn't want to be called names. Or and that sounds crazy, but guys, I'm from a really small town in Appalachia, very closed minds, very much just a small town. So I wasn't willing to really put myself through what I already went through my entire childhood. And I just learned certain behaviors like that to avoid. Once I started to think about this guy and why he befriended me and why I was thinking about him so much, like literally from sun up to sundown, I would have dreams about him, everything. I still think about him sometimes. I started to ask myself, am I gay? And even that word, gay, it just sends chills down my spine to this day because sometimes when you're called a word so many times, as a child especially, it's kind of ingrained in you and it kind of sticks with you. And that's why I never got on board with the gay guys that use the F slur freely. Like, oh, shut up, F word, or I'm such an F word. Like, that just makes me cringe so bad. But most of the time, I just keep my opinions to myself. But I noticed that a lot when I was in the scene and like hanging around a bunch of gay guys all the time. Some of them don't respect the feelings of other fellow gay men, whether it be their friends or just peers around them. They just don't care. They're gonna do what they want to do. And I think that goes for more than just gay men. That goes for anyone, especially nowadays. Part of what I realized after being out of a relationship with a man, and mind you guys, this was my dream man. Like, this was the type of man that I dreamed of. Like, I wanted to be with a guy that looked like this guy and was into the things that this guy was into. I got him. I got him. And once I got into that relationship, I realized this isn't what I want. This is not what I want. This makes me a little bit uncomfortable. I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel like our personalities work off of each other and kind of like, fit together. And I just kind of ignored those feelings until eventually he ended up breaking up with me. When in reality, I'm the one that really wanted to break up with him in the beginning. I already knew from the beginning that I didn't want to be with him, but I was so lonely that I was willing to set those feelings aside and see if anything changed. The truth is, I am not into guys anymore. I mean, not nearly in the way that I once was. Granted, I'll still see a hot guy at the gym and be like, okay, wow, I wish I knew his workout routine, or I wish my arms looked like that, or great body he has, but it's not like, why doesn't he like me, or why can't I be with guys like that? Like, this victim mentality that I used to have, that's gone. And I'm so grateful that it's gone. And you know what I think has helped that to kind of disappear from my life? I think my time in the adult film industry and being with so many different guys and men to the point where it got old. I think I needed that in my life. Seriously, I know it probably sounds crazy, but I needed to experience that in my life because I needed to get that curiosity out of my head, because I knew deep down that I did not want to be with a guy, but I didn't want to live my life portraying myself as someone who was into girls, but still secretly knew I was into guys and was gonna try to like do stuff behind a girl's back or whatever it is. You guys hear stories about that all the time nowadays. I do see myself settling down with a girl, and I know that there's probably a lot of judgment out there towards my past, but we all have past, don't we? We all have gone through things, we've all made mistakes. But I do know that I feel right now in my life so like pure, so clear-minded. I don't feel like there's any distractions, or like the fear of missing out has really just left the chat. I don't have that in my life anymore. Oh, let me go out tonight because who knows what guy I could meet, or who knows who's there tonight. That's the thought process I used to have, like the fear of missing out. I would neglect certain responsibilities that I cannot neglect now, being a business owner and having so much more to lose than I did even a year ago. None of that is interesting to me anymore or entertaining to me. I mean, I don't even remember the last time I went to a bar or club. I don't drink alcohol anymore. So that helps with me staying productive and doing things for my business and for my career and my home that I've worked so hard to get into, and my doggy. There's so much more to life than just partying all the time. And I think some people get hung up in that party lifestyle and never leave. And I've seen it in the gay community especially. Lots of older men that show up to the bars alone that you see time and time again, just kind of standing in the corner, you know, and not really mingling. Or sometimes it's just kind of a sad sight to see, in my opinion, and it's not the life I want for myself. Mind you, there's straight men that do the same thing, that don't settle down and kind of just stay single their entire lives, and I get that. But I don't want to be single my entire life. And I've dated men, many different types of men, guys, you know, my age even. And it's just not for me. It's really not for me. I think the lack of emotional fragility is something that kind of ruined my last relationship. I would open up about certain things, looking for maybe some guidance or input, and it would just be like talking to a wall. You know, you don't get anything back. It just kind of nods its head at you, and all right, well, I guess I shouldn't have even said anything, because I feel worse than I did before I opened my mouth. But you know what? Life is so unpredictable, and who knows what I'm gonna be into in a year, 2 years. All I know is I've always been into girls. I've always found girls and feminine energy very attractive and beautiful, and something that cannot be mimicked with me being with a guy. It's a whole different ballgame when two guys are together than with a guy and a girl. Now, I will say, girls are pretty scary to me. I remember when I got out of college, there was this girl that I was friends with who always would hit me up, probably like twice a week for a good year after leaving college. And she was like, come hang out in Tempe, I'm in Tempe, or oh, I'm close to Phoenix, or so-and-so. And I would always make up a excuse because I was scared. Even though she was the sweetest girl ever and she couldn't hurt a fly, I was scared because I'm traumatized by girls. I have been treated so badly by girls that I cared a lot about. And that kind of stuck with me when I moved to Arizona. I really didn't befriend any girls when I moved to Arizona. Before I moved here, I had so many girlfriends. Most of my friends were girls, and it wasn't all, like, I wouldn't hook up with all of them. We were just kind of buddies. I still had guy friends, but a lot of them were girls. And as soon as I came out to them, all of them left. All of them. Except this one girl that lived on my street, still lives there, that I would ride the bus with. She still talks to me. So I've kind of let that trauma stay with me, and at this point I don't want that to stay with me. I don't want that trauma to influence my opinions of girls, and I'm ready to open my world and my heart back up to the possibility of settling down with a girl, because I don't want to be lonely for the rest of my life either. I would love to have a girl to take out on dates and go to dinner with on Fridays and take my dog to the dog park with. and just meet other couples. You know, that's the life I see for myself. And I know it's probably going to be difficult for me to find that with my past being so colorful, if you will. You guys see what I did there? Anything is possible. Anything is possible. And where there's a will, there's a way. Yeah, and I will say, for a while there, being gay and promiscuous was like rebellious to me and exciting. It felt like I was doing something so different from the norm that nobody could say anything, and I had this advantage over straight people, or like the people that bullied me from my hometown, or those girls. It just felt like rebellious and fun until it didn't, until it got old, until it felt unproductive for my best interest. So I'm gonna leave this video here, you guys. I am straight now, or maybe I'm bi, okay? But I'm gonna say I'm straight because I don't remember the last time I was attracted to a guy. But, you know, no judgment here. I have my fair share of experience being a gay guy. I've gone there. I've pretty much experienced all the experiences, and it's not for me. It's not for me. I'm not a partier. I'm not promiscuous. I've had so many hookups with guys to the point where I'm good for life. I appeased my curiosity and I answered my own questions. So that's that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know this was probably a touchy subject, and I know I'm probably gonna get some criticism, but feel free to leave it down in the comments. If you have any questions for me, leave those in the comments as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Let me know what you thought about this video down below. If you enjoyed it, give it a like. If you're new here, subscribe. And I think that's everything. Thanks guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.